Hello, everyone. My name is Alessandra Lopeza. This is my presentation for my technical report I wrote for my English 2314, which was technical writing. And I'm going to be talking about the development of language learning apps. A little background on language learning apps. They have been around for since the 1990s with Rosetta Stone, but it was only available via CD. Duolingo was the app that opened the door for other applications such as Babbel, Busuu, and Rosetta Stone once again, that joined the forever growing language learning app market. Today, we are able to use these apps from our phones, from our computers, and they have been working with technologies such as AI, speech recognition, and learning algorithms that create an effective way of learning for users. In this presentation, I will be talking about the language learning apps, the key factors used in these apps, and other key factors that could be added in the future, such as artificial intelligence and virtual reality. I will also be talking about the future of language learning apps, and also the way these apps are teaching culture and why it is so important to learn the culture of other languages. The four apps I will be talking about is Duolingo, which is probably one of the most common ones, Rosetta Stone, Babbel, and Busuu. Duolingo's mission is to develop the best education worldwide, and they aim to make it available for everyone. They want to give everyone access to a private tutor experience through technology. Rosetta Stone is dedicated to changing people's lives with language education. The digital innovations create a positive learning environment for the users. They inspire learners from home, schools, and workplaces around the world to continue learning. Babbel's purpose is to create global understanding through language. They build products that help people connect with others through experience and the power of language. And lastly, Busuu promises to be effective for users with their bite-sized lessons created by experts. They use AI programs trained to check grammar and give feedback on exercises from real people. The most important key factors used by these apps are bite-sized lessons, which are lessons that allow the student to study for as long as they want or can. Bite-sized lessons can range from 5 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour. It really is up to the student and how much time they have available to study. Learning machines, such as BirdBrain, used by Duolingo, allow the algorithm to understand and record data about the lessons taken by students. Busuu uses a common European framework of reference, which allows it to create lessons based on 6 stages that range from beginner to fluent. Rosetta Stone uses the same system that babies and children use when acquiring a new language, maximum exposure to the language. Babbel follows the same steps as Rosetta Stone, and they use native speakers to teach students the lessons for each language. These learning machines are the brain behind each one of these apps, and it is what keeps them moving forward. Another very fun and important one is Duo Radio by Duolingo. It offers a podcast like show that features the Duolingo characters as the host of the show. The purpose of this radio is to train the ear of the student to know what the language they are studying sounds like, which really helps when it comes to pronunciation. Each app offers different features that help students learn and engage with the language they are currently studying. Native speaker audio. By using the voice of native speakers, students can listen to the new language and learn the pronunciation of words better in a faster way. Setting learning goals. If a student knows that they can only study 10 minutes a day or that they can study up to an hour a day, it's very easy to set that up in the app settings. By doing this, these apps are encouraging the students to complete their goal, gain a streak, and even stay on track. Live lessons. These lessons are there to help the students feel like they're in a real classroom and learn the language they wish. During these live lessons, the student work with qualified teachers who help students work towards the goal, speaking, reading, and understanding a new language. It's like being in a Zoom meeting in a regular class. Learning tools. is another key factor that these apps use. Such learning tools are repetition. This is when the app shows words and phrases all the time. It makes it more unlikely that the student will forget such words and/or phrases. Algorithms. It allows the app to track the progress of everyone and calculate the difficulty of the lessons and what content they need to be learning at every point. This helps to show the student lessons that they need to be looking at. For example, a beginner student will look at beginning lessons, and a more fluent student will be looking at more advanced lessons. Speech recognition and listening comprehension create a speaking practice for the student and offer instant feedback on pronunciation. The app gives a recording of the new language for the student to hear, which helps with pronunciation, and it also listens to the student pronunciation, offering immediate feedback. Keeping students engaged is a very important part of these apps. Streaks, points, level ups, badges, and leaderboards are some of the most important things to keep the students engaged and to keep them with these apps. In this picture right here, we can see achievements, statistics, and awards given to the student in Duolingo. It just keeps the students engaged and it keeps them want to get more badges, more achievements, more personal records, and make their points go up, which will also make their streak go up. The use of artificial intelligence. These language learning apps have been experimenting with the use of AI for a long time now. They use it in different areas, such as algorithms, speech recognition, and listening comprehension, to allow quick feedback on these areas. But AI can be used for so much more. It could be included in different areas of learning a new language. It could be as the creation of chatbots and virtual language tutors. With AI, virtual language tutors can create an artificial person who speaks the new language a student is trying to learn, as if they were talking to a native speaker. These tutors can adapt the lessons in the learning app and incorporate them into the virtual lesson, creating real life scenarios, personalized guidance, and exercises. Sometimes it's hard for students to learn with a live person. Knowing that this chatbot or virtual tutor is there, it'll make them feel comfortable because they won't feel judged. The introduction of virtual reality. Virtual reality can be very helpful if integrated into language learning apps. Language learning apps could create games that allow students to step into a world where they can speak the language they are trying to learn. By creating this environment, students will be able to learn more about the language and the culture behind it. Creating a fake environment in virtual reality could also help students feel more comfortable around the language and practice the new language. Getting real life experience is essential for when the student is ready to step into the real world speaking a new language. Culture learning. Culture learning is important when learning a new language, as it helps the person relate to the people around them who form part of this language and culture. Learning a new language does not only mean that a person can communicate, but it also means that this person is now able to interact and make relationships with the people who speak this language. All of this because of the understanding of the culture. Some of the important factors of understanding culture are understanding social forms, understanding common beliefs, understanding common practices, and understanding common interactions. Learning the social norms of a culture is important because a student can understand how to speak in public. The way a person would say something in their native language may not sound the same in the new language. Not knowing this can create anxiety when speaking a new language because a person might not be accepted into society or they might be judged. Understanding common beliefs is important so that the student won't get excluded from society, and these include religion, spiritual beliefs, family interactions, and others. Common practices include the holidays celebrating this culture, and the person needs to understand why these dates are being celebrated and when they are being celebrated. Common interactions include respect for the elderly, respect for pregnant people, the value of education, community, and familiar ties. All of these are important to understand because a person needs to step into a new world. They are not in their hometown. They are in this new place with a new culture. They need to understand how to be respectful to others while speaking their language. The culture behind a language is the most important part of language, as it is when a person learns how to respect the language they are learning. Language learning apps are taking an approach to teaching culture in different ways. Babbel and Busuu take this approach by using native speakers and incorporating cultural notes in the regular lessons and live lessons alike. Duolingo incorporates culture into their lessons. Their most famous one is the incorporation of social skills and social norms that offer a preview of the culture behind the languages. Rosetta Stone offers cultural understanding in their lessons, since it uses native speakers to read audio stories. Language learning apps have been the most innovative way of learning a new language. Skipping the long, expensive classes, the inflexible hours, and homework. These apps offer different approaches to teaching a new language, but overall, they have proved to be effective. With different key factors, the use of AI, the future of development in different areas, such as the introduction of virtual instructors and chatbots with AI and virtual reality games. These features can make these apps even better in the future. These are all the sources I used to write my technical report and in this presentation. As you can see, I used the Busuu, Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, and Babbel websites as my main sources because in those websites they explain to you everything that they use, all the key factors they use, and how they are keeping students engaged in their apps. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you have a good day.